Thank you, Liz D, for sharing your story so openly. Liz D's story reminds us of why it is so important to have immigration legal services available to families throughout our community. Let's hear about some of these services at NeighborsLink.
In 2017, our in-house legal team became a reality, and it started with just the two of us. We immediately began taking cases, everything from removal defense and asylum to SIJ, naturalization, family reunification, DACA, TPS, and more. The intense demand for immigration legal services was immediately apparent.
Today, we have more than 7 staff members in the NeighborsLink community law practice, including 4 immigration attorneys. In 2020, we completed more than 500 immigration matters. Additionally, we've performed community engagement events such as Know Your Rights, naturalization, DACA, and unemployment insurance, which has been viewed more than 9,000 times in 2020.
Thanks to everyone who's been supporting NeighborsLink over our past 20 years and to everyone who's contributed to the development of our legal team.
A shout out to all my amazing colleagues at the NeighborsLink community law practice. Next up, we have another special guest who wanted to share some music with us, and while we listen to his music, we wanted to take a moment to see messages from our sponsors.
Hey NeighborsLink folks, my name is Cole Quest. Thanks for inviting me to your benefit. Happy to be here. I grew up in Mount Kisco, and so NeighborsLink has been a vital part of the community that I grew up in, and I wouldn't know the community without it. So I just wanted to say thanks for inviting me. I hope that hopefully some music will help raise some more funds to keep NeighborsLink going for many years. I'm gonna play a song written by my grandfather, Woody Guthrie. Song's called This Land Is Your Land, and I hope you enjoy. I even added a verse that I wrote to the very end, so I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. This land is your land, and this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley, and this land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps from the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. And all around me, a voice was sounding that this land was made for you and me. Down by the border, there seems no order, while the children are locked up without their mothers, and the sons and daughters will always wonder, is this land made for you and me? Well, this land is your land, and this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.
That was beautiful. Moving on, it's time to highlight the expansion of NeighborsLink and the opening of the center in Ossining.
My name is David Loritan, and I am a member of the Help Committee at St. Anne's Parish here in Ossining, New York. In 2018, NeighborsLink officially opened its doors here in Ossining. We were thrilled. Since then, NeighborsLink has developed various types of ESL classes, worker training courses for men and women, parent education, and legal services. All of these activities have been enhanced by a large and enthusiastic group of volunteers from the greater Ossining area. While COVID-19 has modified some of these programs, outreach to the immigrant community has continued. Thank you, Neighbors Link. Happy anniversary.
Thank you so much, Dave, for your work in bringing Neighbors Link to Ossining. It looks like we have time for another special guest.
Hello, Neighbors Link. I am Michelle Camilo, jazz pianist and composer. I want to congratulate you on your 20th anniversary of helping the immigrant community. This is really important for me. I'm an immigrant myself who came to the US over 40 years ago, and my dreams have come true. So keep up the great work and keep swinging.
That was lovely. Now we are going to hear about our community outreach and advocacy work from someone who is deeply loved at Neighbors Link.
Hi, I'm Luisa Granza Rodriguez, Director of Operations and Community Development for Neighbors Link. Community outreach and education has been a cornerstone of Neighbors Link for years, but this work has grown dramatically over the past decade. We believe it is important to provide opportunities for all members of our community to come together and learn about issues related to immigration. Things like knowing your rights when interacting with immigration enforcement, what's happening with federal immigration policy, and public health information, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. We also organize our community to come together and advocate for policies that impact the immigrant community. In the past few years, we have been deeply involved in advocating for driver's licenses for all New Yorkers, the Westchester County Immigrant Protection Act, state funding for immigration legal services, protections for workers, federal immigration legislation, and more. We had a leadership role in working for a complete count in Westchester County for the 2020 census, and we have been active in the New York State Equity Task Force on fair distribution of the COVID vaccine. Last year, over 9,000 residents participated in our community outreach programs. We look forward to many more years of bringing our community together to do this important work.
Next up, let's hear from the amazing folks in the Neighbors Link Worker Center.
The Neighbors Link Worker Center started over 20 years ago.
And we are still going strong today. We connect workers and employers and advocate for fair wages and policies, and we provide workforce training development.
Happy anniversary, Neighbors Link!
Gracias a mis colegas, Gustavo, Isaac, and Roberto. Now, let's hear from another special guest.
Hey Neighbors Link, it's Peter Segel from NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. Congratulations on your 20th anniversary of working with immigrants. I'm a descendant of immigrants myself, and I did a documentary on the Constitution of the U.S. And one of the things I found out is what makes an American American is not culture or language or appearance or national origin, but just a commitment to our particular idea of democracy. As long as anyone understands and celebrates that civic virtue, they are as American as anyone else. Thank you so much for all the work you do, and here's to another great 20 years.
Now, as you all know, one of the biggest challenges Neighbors Link has ever faced is the COVID-19 pandemic. Overnight, we not only had to change the format of our programs, but we also began meeting large-scale community needs through food distribution, cash relief, delivery of essential items, crisis support, and more. One of the only ways we were able to accomplish this work was through deep collaboration with community partners. We are going to hear from one of those partners now.
Hello, my name is Monique McCoy, and I am the Agency Relations Manager for Feeding Westchester. On March 17th, I sent an email to Carola Bracco, your Executive Director, to determine her interest in a partnership to help get food to those who need it the most. On March 19th, Neighbors Link had their very first distribution. Without any previous experience of food distributions, they gathered an amazing group of staff and volunteers, and in record time, learned to unload pallets and pack healthy, nutritious bags. Their distributions were a great success, and it was a pleasure to work with Marco Palomino. I just want to say on behalf of Feeding Westchester, we wish you continued success, happy anniversary, and we look forward to our important work together, providing much needed services that affect many of our hungry neighbors.
Hi, my name is Nicole Dobson, and I'm the Director of Program Services at Feeding Westchester. So on behalf of our Feeding Westchester staff, I want to say that we are all so proud to be partnering with Neighbors Link in feeding our neighbors, and we could not be more happy about your 20th anniversary.
We deeply value our partnership with Feeding Westchester. Now we have another special guest.
Oh, hello everyone, how are you all doing today? I'm hoping everyone's staying well, staying healthy, staying blessed. My name is Tamar Green and I play the role of George Washington in the Broadway company of Hamilton. And I just want to say happy 20th anniversary to Neighbors Link. Thank you all so much. I want to just thank all of you for being part of the fight for immigrants' rights and all of you who have worked with Neighbors Link for more just and equitable society. I will tell you that I am a first-generation American myself. My father was born in Jamaica, my mother born in England, so I know firsthand that immigrants we get the job done. But I want to sing a little bit for you all from one of my favorite parts of the show for you all. Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control, who lives, who dies, who tells your story. I know that we can win. I know that greatness lies in you. But remember, from here on in, history has its eyes on you. No matter what we do, history has its eyes on everything that we do. So always remember to lead with love. Peace and love to you all. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Cheers.
Now let's check in with Kate to see how we are doing on fundraising.